Are you talking to the Chinese?
Oh, yes.
Do representatives talk to the
Oh,
Chinese?
yes. Several occasions. Now, since 1979, we developed direct contact with the Chinese government when Deng Xiaoping there. My personal emissary met Deng Xiaoping, and then it just started this sort of dialogue with Chinese government. No sort of positive result like that. And meanwhile, inside Tibet, things becoming worse and worse.
I wanted to ask you about that. So what are the conditions like inside Tibet?
Now Chinese military personnel much increase, and the security personnel also much increase, one side. So rule of fear, rule of terror there. And then meantime, about I think more than 10 years ago, one Chinese party secretary of the autonomous region of Tibet, you see, people they knows he is a type of hardliner. So after he came at one party meeting, he actually mentioned ultimate source of threat, Tibet being separate from mainland China, is Tibetan Buddhist faith. So accordingly, since then, they're stepping up, control sort of education. And in education, like Lhasa University, before that, they also, in their sort of curriculum, also include some classic sort of Tibetan text, but all stopped. Then stepping up in the monasteries or nunnery, political education. At that time, local Tibetan expressed now semi-culture revolution returning. So his sort of hardliner policy, narrow-minded, short-sighted sort of policy, really causing 2008 crisis.
Right.
Like that.
The 2008 crisis, the uprising. And
yes.
You just said semi-cultural revolution.
Yes.
And that's not happening anywhere else in China, only in Tibet.
Yes. At that time, even the other Tibetan area, in different sort of Chinese provinces, comparatively better. Now these areas also more tightening. Now just I received very recently now for example the last year the number of Tibetan schools in this area outside autonomous region, the new policy now all subject must taught through Chinese sort of language. And Tibetan language, only just a language. Other subject must be taught by Chinese language. Then, just a few days ago, I received one information. Some school, the Chinese local police raided and they search different books in the students' home. And they all the book, Tibetan Tibetan text, or Tibetan some books, they all remove, and now on, they only can read and keep those sort of book which officially issued. So really, it's a tightening.
Tightening. So, Your Holiness, is there anything that Tibetans can do in order to, let's say, resist? Are there tactics that they can use? For example, boycott or somehow resisting in a non-violent way to what's happening?
So that, I think, this recall 1956 when I was in India. Some Gandhian freedom fighter, they told me their experience how to carry sort of disobedience and some kind of a civil sort of movement. Then I told them, the British imperialists, quite bad, But still, there is independent judiciary and also freedom of expression. Now the new ruler in Tibet, no independent judiciary, has no freedom of expression. Mahatma Gandhi, from prison, he can write an appeal to court. But in the communist authoritarian system, impossible. So in any way, very difficult. So, of course, the other sort of the way of sort of expression of opposition or resentment, then they will do. But there's no other choice except some demonstrations. Then as soon as demonstrations happen, then they give the name toppling government. So arrest, and once they arrest, sort of serious torture. Many people who arrested, then when they come out, either it's a broken leg or hand like that.
But what about